Welcome to Give Peace a Chance, a podcast dedicated to voices of remembrance, resistance, reconciliation, and renewal. I'm Adrian Beckingham, your host, an award winning journalist and storyteller. I've spent my life on the front lines of both conflict and healing, from documenting the fall of the Berlin Wall to standing up in direct actions for our forests and our oceans, and most of all, for people caught in the crossfire. In a time of rising military budgets and deepening global unrest, I've created Give Peace a Chance to offer something rare, a place to listen, reflect, and act. What you're about to hear is a short, powerful preview, a moment from one of our longer episodes designed to make peace personal and accessible and give you an easy listen, something enriching without taking up too much of your valuable time. I hope that this will move you. I hope that this will stay with you. And if it speaks to your heart, please share it. Today's preview features the Venerable Ryoku Endo, a Japanese Zen healer, peace envoy, and founder of the Flame of Hope, carried from the ashes of Hiroshima to inspire global unity. In this moment, for your listen today, he'll be sharing with you the beginning of the Hiroshima Flame. Have you heard of the Hiroshima Flame? Perhaps not. Well, you can hear about it now. We'll be sharing a lot more information in upcoming episodes, but for now, here's a little bit of history. So, hello everybody from around the world. Thank you for tuning in for another Man from Story Mountain podcast. I'm very excited today to be speaking with my guest. He's a gentleman named Ryoku. He is Japanese. He was born in Tokyo, Japan, though he did grow up as a child in New York City. He's the founder of the Flame of Hope, which we will be talking about at some length today. He's also a very interesting chap. He is the chief priest of a Buddhist temple in Japan and is currently in Thailand. This time last week, he was in Israel, and the week before that, he met up with me at Glastonbury Festival, where we were both part of the Peace Dome and custodians of what is known as the Flame of Peace. So if you don't know much about some of these things you're about to learn, we need more people like you. Thank you very much for coming on our show.
Thank you, Adrian.
It is really very, very nice to have you here with us. I'm inspired very much by all of your work, and I will do what I can to let other people know about your activities, because we all live on one planet and peace needs to be within all of our hearts, doesn't it?
I'm honored to be invited by you.
Perhaps for our listeners, you could tell them a little bit more, firstly, about what is the Hiroshima Flame, for those who may not be aware.
I see. Even after the Hiroshima was bombed, the fire was going on. About even after the week, some fires, small fires are here and there. And there was one person called Yamamoto. He went to look for his uncle in Hiroshima. He was from a couple hundred kilometers away from Hiroshima, but he went by this hearing about Hiroshima was bombed and all destroyed. He wanted to check his uncle if he's still alive, and of course he went to he visited his. I don't know how he could manage it, but he went to his grand's, his uncle's house. The house was destroyed, but there was some fires still with the how do you say, with the charcoal.
Yeah, so
And
still smouldering, you'd say in
yes,
English. So smouldering fires. Yeah, it's still got embers burning.
right. And he he had a Cairo to keep the fire in there, and he took this fire into the Cairo, which to makes able to keep the fire, and he took back it to his home, which is, as I said, a couple hundred kilometers, and
Wow.
in the, and then at the time he was wanted to revenge United to the Americans
Yes.
by this fire. So he kept this fire for many years, and nobody knew about this fire. So, but after I don't know, after 10, 15 years, um, one newspaper writer, just by chance, uh, visit his house or something, and then ask what is his fire, and he said, "Okay, this is an atomic bomb fire. That embers of atomic bomb fire." So
Wow.
he wrote newspaper, and this fire became this flame became well known. And after after the years passed, then his it transformed him, the Mr. Yamamoto. He wanted to not to use this fire for revenge, but to use it for symbol of the peace, and gave it to the village where he lives. So now this village, this starts to be called Peace Flame. And the village name Hoshino village now manages this fire in the village field.
Wow. Well, that is a really astonishing story. That's one of the things I really love about running the Man from Story Mountain podcast as a storyteller myself who loves stories is, you've just given us a beautiful background story there on the Hiroshima Flame, which I've read about the Hiroshima Flame in the media, but I didn't know this story about its origin and the little boy who found the ember and kept it for 15 or more years and wanted revenge, but then as he matured, it became a wish for world peace. It's a great story, and it just shows to everybody, gives us hope, doesn't it? That, things can sometimes be embers. An idea can be an ember and it can transform into something much more powerful and also much more positive. That ends the preview of this episode, my interview with Ryoku Endo. I hope you enjoyed it very much. There's one point that he raised which I would like to explain to you all a little further, and that is he mentioned a Cairo when he said the young boy who first collected the embers from the ruins of Hiroshima, he put those embers into a Cairo. Now, this may be something that many of you are not familiar with. A Cairo is a small traditional Japanese vessel. To me, it looks a little bit like a lighter made out of metal or lighter fluid holder, um, maybe like a Zippo lighter. These Japanese vessels were traditionally used to carry the quiet warmth of a smouldering ember, often a burning leaf, throughout the cold of winter. I've seen these Kairos, and one leaf can be glowing red and keep its form and not turn to ash for a surprisingly long length of time. In times of remembrance, it becomes something more of a sacred candle for fire. The Cairo is a symbol of endurance. The burning flame within it is a way to hold light gently, even in the midst of great darkness. That seems to me very appropriate to the current times. We're surrounded by mounting military budgets and all sorts of tensions around the world. But the Cairo is there to remind us that peace, like a flame, must be very carefully tended. Not only carefully tended, but that peace must be passed on. And if you're wondering why the focus now on Hiroshima, because wasn't Hiroshima years ago, you'd be dead right. Hiroshima was years ago. In fact, this is being recorded for you in the year 2025. Hiroshima was 80 years ago, to be exact. And Ryoku Endo is one of the people who is going to be touring as a group called Hope 80 around Japan as a commemoration of Hiroshima to remind people of that horror and to call out for global peace. So I hope you tune in to listen in more, and the best is yet to come regarding not only this podcast, but the achievements that we are going to set into the ground on a practical level. Thank you so much for listening in, and do stay tuned. I'm very pleased to have you here, and for all of us, the best certainly is yet to come. Hello there, my friend. It's me, Adrian Beckingham, your host. You've been listening in to one of my podcasts. If you got this far, you've obviously enjoyed it because you're still tuned in. For many of these episodes, there's a longer, more detailed story. The one you've been listening to has been given by me gratis to you for your enjoyment, perhaps your education, perhaps your empowerment, or your finding of life paths, your enrichment of dreams. However, there are longer episodes with more detail, really getting underneath the cover of both the story and yourself to really, really get into the juice of it. Speaking about juice, I've been doing this for 30 years plus. And in those 30 plus years of storytelling, I'm always giving away lots of freebies. Everybody loves a freebie. But just like you, I need a little bit of juice in my tank. So please consider making the small monthly payment, and you can listen to all of my stories, including the full length versions of everything I do. So tune in to my paid membership and become part of my community. Thank you so much.